If we catch you reading our diary,
You'll be in double trouble. 7:26.
Spending part of the summer at math camp was so boring. I could almost fall asleep writing about it. Of course, my sister liked it. She was a total teacher's pet.
You like to complain, but math camp wasn't that bad. There were lots of monsters to prank. I liked some of the classes, and I was not a teacher's pet. We were simply stuck in the middle of nowhere with nothing else to do, so why not learn something?
I did learn something. I learned that there were worse things than being locked out of the house in the rain. Things like listening to never-ending arguments about who was the greatest monster mathematician, and having every geek in the camp tell me that the chance of twins being born is 1 in 32, or 3.125%. It's an interesting fact the first time you hear it, but the novelty wears off at a factor of 10 to the power of infinity, after every monster in the camp acts like they're the first one to give you that information.
So it wasn't a total waste of time for you after all.
Whatever.
7:29. Every monster thinks that just because we are twins, we must think and act alike every moment of the day. It's like they think we share the same brain. I have my own personality, my own likes and dislikes, and even though we don't have the same color of hair, most monsters treat us like we're interchangeable. I even thought about learning a dead language just so some monster could say, "Oh, they're not the same at all. The one with the dark hair speaks Manticore."
I like the chaos that being a twin sometimes causes. I think it's awfully awesome, and who cares if other monsters get us mixed up? We know who we are, and if they can't tell the difference between us, that's their problem. Learning a dead language is fine, but why choose Manticore? They're the crankiest monsters ever.
You missed the whole point. It doesn't matter what the language is, it's about... Never mind.
We may not think alike, but no monster knows how to push a twin sister's buttons like her twin sister.
Push.
8:10. We went to the mall today, and something asked us if we were werewolves. I said, "Do you live under a rock or something?" It turns out this thing did live under a rock, but that's no excuse for making such a mistake. It happens a lot, though. I'm not sure why.
Me either. We have different shaped ears, our claws are retractable, we have tails, we don't feel the need to run in packs. We have far better table manners, and we are much neater in appearance. Mercats have been around for longer than werewolves too, like all the way back to ancient Egypt and India. We're also more curious about the world around us. I mean, we practically invented the law of cause and effect.
Werewolves are so common. Werecats are much more rare and mysterious. We are perfectly mysterious, aren't we?
Perfectly. 8:14. Do you feel a draft? I sure do. Oh, wait, it's not a draft, it's the wind blowing on a patch of skin that is normally covered with fur. Sister, you will say that you're missing fur too, but it's really just a few hairs. I had to be shaved down to the skin. I can't believe you thought that pranking Headless Headmistress Bloodgood by dyeing her nightmare white was a good idea.
It wasn't a good idea. It was a great idea. And it wasn't the idea that was the problem. It was the execution of the idea that was the issue. Sometimes a plan doesn't always come together. And how many times do I need to say I'm sorry?
I'm counting the I'm sorries, and I will let you know when you get to the magic number. I told you that beast was a fraidy cat, and sneaking around her stall was bound to make the nightmare nervous. Oh, and what did I also tell you nightmares do when they get nervous? They breathe
fire!
Fortunately for me, you were holding a bucket of permanent white dye when I got breathed on, so you were able to put everything right. Unfortunately, I ended up looking like a roasted marshmallow, and a large patch of my fur had to be shaved off because the dye wouldn't wash out. It's a fabulous look for me. Not.
Your fur will grow back in a few days, and no monster will ever know unless they happen to show up to watch us clean HHB's stables for the next week. At least she's letting us work off the mess instead of telling Mom and Dad. I'm sorry. I'm really, really sorry.
Not even close to the number.
8:25. We bought Torlei's pet saber-toothed tiger, Sweet Fangs, a little present and took it over to them. Being in the pet store made us miss our pet canary. He used to sing us awake every morning, but we had to give him away because someone was allergic. I'm not blaming her, but you have to admit, it's a little odd for a werecat to have a bird allergy.
I know you blame me for having to get rid of him. It was really hard because I loved him too, you know. But just try waking up every morning with an itchy tail, watery eyes, dry nose, and a hacking cough. It was really miserable.
You always blame your hacking cough on the canary, but the real reason for your cough was because you didn't take your hairball medicine like Mom told you to. She's really sensitive about it though, so I try not to bring it up.
I am not so sensitive, but if you keep talking about it, one day you're gonna slip and say something about it in public, and then I will be embarrassed. Lots of werecats get hairballs, you know. Just because you and Torlei have never had one, you both look at me like I've grown a second tail. Besides, we were like kittens when that happened anyway. It probably wouldn't bother me if there were not a picture of me in the cone of shame, which my mom thinks is cute and won't let me throw away. I just know this is going to haunt me forever. 8:27. Totally pranked Ghoulia Yelps today. Okay, maybe not totally, but it would have been totally if that annoying gargoyle ghoul hadn't interfered and completely spoiled the milk. It was perfectly planned, and so clever on our part.
We noticed everything. That little Miss Know-It-All has been riding her scooter down the same street at the same time every day. It's the street that goes past the library. She's so predictable. All we did was slightly tweak a detour sign that would have pointed her down a street that was closed for repairs. It had lots of enormous potholes filled with rain from last night's storm.
We were watching from a rooftop with our camera, and when she got to the detour sign, she stopped and was completely confused. But she always follows the rules because she's such a little do-gooder. So she was just about to turn down the street for a little bump and wash when this gargoyle and her pet griffin glided down from the roof of another building. It was the library, and landed in front of Ghoulia.
We couldn't hear what she was saying, but she pointed to the sign and then pointed up to where we were hiding. We ducked, of course, and escaped. Sort of escaped. This gargoyle, who wouldn't tell us her name, caught up to us on the street and blocked our way. So rude. She had this horrible French accent, and she said, "That was a very mean thing you tried to do to that poor ghoul." It gave us the perfect opportunity to practice the third D in Torlei's formula for the successful prankster. Demure. We told her that we had no idea what she was talking about, but she ignored us and kept on talking. We have it all on camera. "She is very nice, and you are very mean, and I am going to tell all the other gargoyles to watch out for you now, so you do not do such a thing again." Talk about a monster with a chip on her shoulder. And that griffin of hers was ill-behaved as well. It screamed at me, and I told her that if she couldn't control her pet, it should be on a leash. I should add monsters who can't take a joke to my list of pet peeves. And while I'm at it, that griffin as well. 8:31. We were supposed to meet up with Torlei tonight for some claws and effect practice during the meteor shower. but some monster made us late.
I said go on without me, and I would catch up because I forgot my camera and had to go back and get it. Good thing I did too, because I got some perfect pictures of the falling stars.
Even though we didn't get to practice Torali's 3Ds, we all got to hang out at the coffee shop together, listen to music, and watch something better than a fireworks show.
Much, much better, sister.